eVTOL. The existing urban air transportation platform is entirely based on a variety of helicopters. Expensive machines with a great level of mechanical complexity that requires constant inspection, checks and maintenance every 25, 50 and 100 hours of use, or at a certain short number of landings called cycles. The number vary according to the specification of each manufacturer. This type of aircraft consumes a considerable amount of fuel, and in some cases it is higher than a fixed-wing aircraft of the same weight or payload capacity, and produces a considerable amount of noise, which in urban areas is a concern, facing problems with noise regulations that stipulates where and which hour of the day helicopters can fly. So much restrictions, complications and costs make the helicopter a very expensive means of transportation, being mainly used by executives and people with higher income than the average. So, in 2009, NASA published a video of a conceptual design for an individual electric vertical takeoff and landing vehicle, the Puffin eVTOL. The agency surprised the world when presented its design, which quickly became viral on the internet. The idea was to propose a solution for the noise generated by helicopters on urban areas. NASA concept would be capable to fly with a noise 10 times quieter than the quietest helicopter on that time. Such proposition was made possible due to the advancements on batteries, electric engines and controllers. During this project, NASA used the new technologies, such as the distributed electric propulsion, which distributes the propulsive airflow over the aerodynamic surfaces of the aircraft, usually in the wingspan of a fixed wing, benefiting with better fuel efficiency, energy efficiency in this case, steep climbing for short takeoff and landing, and the elimination of control surfaces for pitch, roll and yaw, and the noise reduction of course. NASA also introduced further technologies such as redundant electric powertrain system and others. It didn't take long for the private sector to get interested on this idea. It was clear that an eVTOL would not only bring noise reduction to communities, but it would solve the issues with high operational costs from helicopters, and above all, would bring air transportation much closer to the general population, because once you get lower operational costs and lower acquisition prices for an aircraft, you can sell a flight ticket by a fraction of the price charged today, and it could be translated into a jump in demand. Just to give you an insight into the price differences, Embraer estimates that a flight ticket price per mile in an on-demand category like ride-sharing would be between $3 to $4 US. Meanwhile, a flight ticket for a Robinson 44 on a ride-sharing category on demand in a company in New York, one of the few helicopters ride-sharing available on demand in the world, goes from $14 to $16 US per mile, and vary according to the fuel price float. Usually, a Robinson 44 ticket on a conventional flight where you pay for the aircraft per hour would cost about $67 US per mile. Understanding the potential for eVTOLs over helicopters, over 150 startups emerged and massive investments are flowing into this segment. Via its startup, EVR Mobility, Embraer is investing in the development of its electric vertical takeoff and landing aircraft, with all the infrastructure necessary to the operation, including regulation, frameworks for aerospace design and management, and services. The startup was founded in October 2020 by Embraer X, the innovation division of Embraer that presented its eVTOL concept in 2018. Their electric vertical takeoff and landing was named the EV, and so far, the aircraft will be capable of carrying one pilot with 4 passengers plus baggage, and will be wheelchair-friendly. Information like cruising speed and range have not been disclosed. However, in 2017, Embraer's startup announced that they were partnering with Uber, and Uber's requirements at that time for their future eVTOLs were to have a capability to cruise at 130 knots, with a range about 96 kilometers, and cruising altitude between 2,000 and 3,000 feet. This new vehicle is expected to be equipped with 8 electric propellers and engine redundancies, to have a 5th generation fly-by-wire system, and to rely on data links rather than voice communications, which is an important characteristic for electric urban air mobility due to the expected high volume on the air traffic within its flight level. The expected weight is about 1 ton, and batteries would be exchangeable within 5 minutes on the vertiport or skyport, the location where these new aircraft will take off and land. In early 2022, EV completed its merge with Zenith Acquisition Corp, and it brought a sum of $377 million, which was added to the development of the aircraft. And in May, EV was listed in the New York Stock Exchange under the ticker EVX and EVXW. The company until that date had received a total order of 1,825 vehicles from 19 different customers all over the globe, through a non-binding letter, totaling over $5.4 billion. Customers range from helicopter operators, car app companies to couriers and militaries. So far, the efforts have involved multiple partnerships to the development of systems, vertiports, services, commercialization, and even had a partnership with Porsche Consulting to design production and logistics, taking advantage of Porsche's group automotive know-how on those areas. EV is not rushing to be the first to deliver the first eVTOL in the world, and the first delivery is expected to be by 2026. The CEO, André Stein, stated, "We are not rushing to be the first to fly. We are not rushing to be the first to enter the market. We are doing it right."